Hi everyone, welcome to the channel Thermal Engineering and its applications. If you are new to this channel, click on the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to get the regular updates. The topic that we are going to deliver today and make you understand is stages of combustion in the SI engine. Now before moving on to the main topic, let us revise some of the key points that we need to understand before understanding these stages of combustion. So first thing is the mixture that must be present in an SI engine is homogeneous mixture. So homogeneous mixture simply means the fuel particles present in the mixture are evenly spaced together so that there would be a uniform burning. So this uniform burning forms an integrated principle behind the working of SI engine. Second point that we need to consider are in which strokes does this pressurized diagram or stages of combustion studied actually. So if you know in detail about all these strokes of the engine, it's well to go with this topic. If not, you can click on info button that is displayed over here. So let us study about the compression and expansion strokes and why these strokes are important for study of stages of combustion. So basically the combustion process starts at the end of the compression and leads till the end of the expansion. That is why we have to go with the compression and expansion stroke in consideration in order to study this topic very clearly. So let us start with the stages of combustion. Now before going to the actual one, let us study the theoretical aspect. So in the compression stroke, what happens is whatever air fuel mixture is taken inside in the combustion chamber or into the cylinder is compressed up to the point where piston reaches the topmost position of the cylinder or top dead center. So this point indicates top dead center, at which spark ignition is given, and as per the assumptions there is always an instantaneous pressure rise as per the Otto cycle that we have studied. So due to this instantaneous pressure rise, there would be rise in pressure without any change in the volume. Therefore, at the TDC itself, you will get a rise in pressure, but there won't be any motion of the piston. And then there would be an expansion stroke or the power stroke that we obtain from the SI engine cycle. So what this indicates is there are no stages of combustion, simply there is one single stage which leads to pressure rise. But in actuality, because the combustion is not an instantaneous phenomenon, but it's progressive in nature. It is progressive in nature, that is pressure is rising and also there is displacement of the piston that is taking place from one place to another inside this cylinder. So that is why we have to go with the actual pressurized diagram, and that is bifurcated into different stages. So let us study that actual diagram one by one. So here is pressure that is going to rise, and on the x-axis we are going to consider the position of the piston with respect to the crank angle degree theta. This is the point TDC. So before TDC there would be compression stroke, and after TDC it's the expansion stroke that we consider. Okay, so as said in the theoretical cycle or the theoretical combustion phenomenon, during the compression stroke whatever the air and fuel is taken inside is compressed. So this, due to the compression process, what will happen is there will be increase in pressure. Now because it's progressive in nature, what we'll have to do is we cannot give the spark ignition exactly at the top dead center, because we need to get maximum pressure somewhere at the TDC or after TDC in order to evacuate or extract maximum amount of energy or maximum amount of power output. Therefore, we'll have to advance the spark ignition timing from the TDC. So somewhere around 25 to 35 degree before TDC, we give the spark ignition. So this is the point of spark ignition. Let us call this point as A. So at point A, spark ignition is given, and what happens after that? As soon as the spark ignition is given, for the flame to propagate, there is an essential phenomenon that should happen. That essential phenomenon is formation of the nucleus of the flame. Now inside the combustion chamber, let us see, we have a cylinder and piston arrangement. We have the spark plug over here. This spark plug is going to give the spark, and there is air fuel mixture present inside this combustion chamber. So in order for the flame to propagate through this mixture, there must be some starting point of this flame. That starting point is called as the flame nucleus. Now that flame nucleus has to produce, and for that to produce there should be certain chemical reaction that must be taking place. So what are those points that needs to be considered? The one very important point is enthalpy of the mixture and pressure and temperature condition of the mixture. This needs to be higher. This needs to be reached at a point up to the self-ignition temperature of the fuel. So till the temperature doesn't reaches the self-ignition temperature of the fuel, the formation of nucleus will not be taking place. So even after spark ignition is given, because of these certain factors, the temperature required to reach the particular self-ignition temperature is delayed, and consequently the pressure is also rising due to the movement of the piston, as the piston is moving upward in the compression stroke. So due to this phenomenon, when we reach the point B, or first flame nucleus is formed, this has already covered certain movement of the piston with respect to the crank angle degree, say theta A and theta B. So this duration that has taken place, this duration is called as the ignition delay. So ignition delay is a very important point. One of the factors that it has is the effect on the knocking that we are going to study in the next lecture series. So keep in mind, ignition delay in the SI engine is just because of the chemical reaction that is taking place in order to form the first nucleus of the flame. So at point when first nucleus of the flame is observed, that point is counted for the start of the combustion. Now start of the combustion means rise in pressure, and as per the theoretical aspect, it is an instantaneous phenomenon. But over here we are going to have certain displacement of the piston. So now from this point there will be rise in pressure, and maximum pressure would be obtained at a point after the TDC. So this is an optimized solution. Deliberately, to get the maximum pressure, we decide the timing of the spark plug. Now what is the reason behind that? As the piston is moving away from the TDC, that is, piston is going down if we take into consideration a vertical cylinder arrangement. So when the piston is going down and it has a maximum pressure at this point, so due to the motion of the piston and due to the force impact on the piston, maximum force will be applied on the piston. That means maximum power will be obtained from the piston. Therefore maximum pressure condition must be a bit away from the TDC when piston is undergoing the expansion stroke. So up to this point, this is the second stage of combustion, which we call as the flame propagation. Now flame propagation has two more points into consideration. One is the transposition rate and one is the pressure differential of the burnt and unburnt charges. So that point again we are going to have a different session. So till that point, just now understand the flame propagation, that is the second stage of the combustion, is very important so as to have a maximum pressure point away from the TDC. So this will be main part of the combustion stage. The third stage of combustion starts after the maximum pressure is obtained. Now after the maximum pressure is obtained and when the piston is moving down, these forces that are acting on the piston, these gas forces that are acting on the piston, simultaneously those power produced or the gas forces will be converting into brake power, and due to the expansion process, as the volume is increasing, pressure inside this chamber will be simultaneously reducing. So due to this increase in expansion process, increase in the power extraction process, the pressure will be falling down simultaneously, and we get somewhat this way, this structure of the pressure rise. And at this point A, B, this is point C and this point is D. So from point C to point D we have third stage of combustion, which is called as the after burning stage. Now in the after burning stage we will still be having certain part of the burning process inside the combustion chamber. That means during the expansion process there would be burning continuously for some part of the unburned charge that are left over. But this burning is not going to correlate with respect to, or this burning is not going to help out in getting the maximum power conversion or in having more temperature and pressure condition. Therefore this part is particularly called as the afterburn stage of the combustion. So that's it about the stages of the combustion today. In the next session we will be studying the main flame propagation rate in detail, how it increases, how it reduces, what can be done to increase or reduce the flame propagation rate, and what would be the impact of increasing or reducing the flame propagation rate on the power output. So I hope you liked the lecture. If you liked it, don't forget to click the like button and share it with your friends in order to spread the knowledge. Thank you very much.